Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour Podcast.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 314. Thank you for joining us tonight. It has been a while. Right, this has been
Jim, we had to get the end of summer bullshit in, and you're Mr. Busy Pants all the time.
This has been a bitch of a summer for doing anything related to internet, bullcrap of anything, whatever. So yes, we know the uploads have been slow and inconsistent. No excuse other than holy shit busy. Great. Making memories with the families, as they say, Brian. Always about making the memories.
Oh, Jim.
Vacations and concerts and gigs, and then more vacations, and then more concerts, and then more gigs. Oh my God.
Jim, we figured out both how you ended up with Sandy and what your punishment is. She can't say no.
But also turned into me. Hey, you want to go to this concert? Sure. Fuck.
Yeah.
I've got two. Right, I've got two concerts this week to go to.
What concerts now?
Wednesday's Nine Inch Nails and Friday's Coheed.
I feel like you've been to a million Coheeds at this point.
This will be like my third, I think.
Didn't you go last year?
I saw them open for Incubus last year. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like for the past couple of years, you've been consistently seeing them almost every year.
Yeah, but then the year before that was the first time I think I saw them. So, yeah, that's third year in a row, I guess. Damn. Wow.
Nine Inch Nails. I didn't realize they still play together.
The thing with them is they only go on concert every couple years. So it's like when they do, it's kind of like I'm not even a huge Nine Inch Nails guy, but I'm like, they're coming around. I might as well see them because one day Trent Reznor might be like, I'm not going to do this again for 15 years. So at least I can say I did it.
Yeah. See, I'm shocked. I would have taken that as a group that you've seen in the past, like multiple times.
Nah. I mean, even before, like, I'm doing what I do with anytime I see a concert that's like a band I'm not super big into. I do a crash course on Spotify for the set list just to know what I would be listening to. And I'm just like,
not the biggest Nine Inch Nails fan.
It's not like I think I'm coming to the realization I'm not a huge industrial music fan. Eventually, it's just like I need a little actual rhythm and not just noise in my music. Like, not that it isn't well constructed in what they do, but it's just like I don't know, because like none of them have ever grabbed me. Like Radiohead's half of their catalog, or Rammstein, or KMFDM, or Nine Inch Nails. It's like I like some songs, but then eventually I'm like, it's been about an hour and a half of the same beeps and boops right now. Some bands are a little heavier than others.
See, I would have thought you loved the industrial rock, Jim, because it's basically what Sega tries to be with most of its soundtracks.
Fair. But very fair. Maybe it works better on a 30-second loop and not an 8-minute song. Maybe that's the way it works. Maybe that's what
I was expecting an argument out of you. You kind of you shut me up with the thing that I shut you up with. Damn it.
See, look at me. Look at me over here, full of surprises. Old surprising Jimmy. But yeah, I mean, right, don't get me wrong. Like Push It by Static X, that's like my favorite song ever when I'm drunk. But besides that, it's like, few and far between.
Yeah.
And that song has a courtesy to be only 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah, when I think Nine Inch Nails, I can only think of what's it actually called? I Want to Fuck You Like an Animal.
Closer.
Yeah, Closer, and then Head Like a Hole and Hand That Feeds. Yeah, and of course, Head Like a Hole we know because of Dan.
God damn, does he not stop singing that when he's drunk? Our Danny loves him some Head Like a Hole. I was a karaoke that shit too.
When was the last time they even released a song?
Apparently, they have some new singles out. Again, I'm not super big, so I'm like, yeah. But the buddy I'm going with, he's like, yeah, they have some new crap. I'm like, they do? All right.
You're like, all right.
Yeah. I'm listening to the playlist, and I'm like, I can't tell the difference between the new and the old. So I guess for fans of Nine Inch Nails, that's a good thing. So we'll see. We'll see how it is.
What's the venue?
That's a good question. I don't even fucking remember what venue that is.
You just say yes to anything. You're like, oh, it's apparently in Ohio. Ah.
Right. I replaced it from my teens and 20s with other things into going to events and crap like that.
Jim.
Look, Brian, I'm a boy who's open to some fun. What can I say?
I looked it up for you, Jim. It's at Xfinity.
Yeah, it's at formerly the Wells Fargo Center, now the Xfinity Mobile Arena. What rolls off the tongue, that name.
Hate it so much.
Nice and bright purple outside. Ah, so appealing.
Well, Chambers, I know you're going to have to drink your ass off then to enjoy the industrial rock, but what are you drinking tonight to start the week off?
Well, Brian, it's both the start and an end because it's the start of the work week, but it's also getting to the end of summer. Next Monday is going to be Labor Day. So I'm drinking from the Mutant Brewing Company, their Stuntman Sour Strawberry Sour Ale. 6% alcohol by volume. So I have a theory about Mutant Brewing. So all their beers, like they make a shitload of sours, and they're all pretty good. If you're a sour fan, you're gonna like this brewery. All of their cans art has one of the old Bored Apes on it, like the NFT designs. I'm getting a lot of glare on my camera right now, but so and I think it even has like the number of the design on it. It says like May C number 7178, whatever the stupid randomized algorithm that shit out this picture is. So my theory is that they hopped on the NFT bandwagon back in, what was that, like 21, 22, something like that. And now they're sitting around going, fuck, what do we do with these goddamn useless things? So there's your art. There's your art for time. So we're almost hitting a point where it's like, I don't think anyone's going to be angry to see a Bored Ape on here. You're going to be like, oh, I remember those things. It's one of those, whatchamacallits.
Like
it's almost, it's nostalgic. It's like, it's already like future retro, Brian. But yeah, as far as being a sour goes, I mean, super easy drinker, can really smell the strawberry and the aroma. Medium amount of carbonation, 6% alcohol, which is pretty good for a sour. I mean, it's a good one. And also because I don't want to be drinking a shitload of sours in winter again, like I did last year. So I have a lot of stouts and porters and stuff that I've been sitting in there because I'm not going to drink that shit during the summer. It's like I'll try to be weather appropriate this year with my drinking coming up.
All right. Yeah, I am mentally, once that weather hit that perfect fucking 60 some degrees 70s, my mind switched. And then of course we got the false little nice weather, and then we're getting kind of that secondary summer. It's not going to be as hot, still a little bit humid. I have
old weather report, Bri, at it again.
I am planning on you and I. So multiple times I've covered like pretty much every Oktoberfest beer I could get my hands on. And what I'm interested in doing with you is I want to, like I've done in the past with pumpkin and the Oktoberfest, is go on my buying spree, like find as many individual cans of all the styles I can get, and then have you and I just sit and literally drink them all and rank them all. So we'll just each split a beer. So I don't know how many I can find, but expect it to be a day where we'll go through like 8 beers or something.
Yes, Brian, I agree. You should buy them all. Yes, let's do this.
But that being said, so this isn't an Oktoberfest style beer, but it's reminiscent. It's from Victory. I've never heard of it before. It's called Pretzel Beer. I don't think I've ever seen them release this before, and if they have, I missed it.
I totally missed that.
So it's toasted ale with sea salt, 7.5%. Here at Victory Brewing, we love putting creative twists on traditional beer styles. Speaking of twist, our newest release, Pretzel Beer, there you go, delivers notes of warm, freshly baked pretzels with a light, toasted, slightly sweet finish. Using natural sea salt and a robust caramel malt, this 7.5 toasted ale takes all that's special about traditional strong ale and cranks it up a notch. When I took a sip of it, I was like, I don't know what style this is. Now it makes sense. It's a strong ale, really dark. It actually is clear, but it's almost too dark to see through. And
right.
Yeah, the caramel,
What the fuck is the reference on the writing on your can or your bottle?
It says, watch it disappear.
So, Bri.
You can't make me do that with a beer, especially one this strong. Woo! So, Jim,
explain yourself. Care to?
It's just a beer. Look, it's not. You know what? It's from Fatheads. Just so happens to say, watch it disappear on the back. Jim.
God, you got fucking lucky. You and your bullshit.
What did I do?
You know what you goddamn did.
um, delicious beer, ton of caramel, ton of breadiness. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had a strong ale.
Yeah,
I
I've
I
had them.
can't. Yeah, it's weird to describe them. I think of them as a just more malty Oktoberfest, but obviously stronger. Um, yeah, pretty good so far. Just trying to get ready for all the Oktoberfest beers, and then, excuse me, obviously the pumpkin beers, the nice winter and fall time, Jim.
Yep, when they turn up the spice and everything's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier,
Watch it disappear.
watch it disappear.
So, Chambers, I know you've been a busy boy, but I want to hear a report out. I know you've been Mr. Concert goer, Mr. Beach goer. Tell me you got some gaming in over this
So,
little break that we've had.
I actually probably got the most gaming in when I was down the beach because, like, there'd be times when my daughter would just be sitting there watching TV. Like, I don't sleep for shit, so I was always up early. So I'd be sitting there at the Switch playing more Prince of Persia. So, like, I'm over the thinking there's too many abilities in the game. Like, it's got a good balance of the amount of abilities and how, it makes the platforming and the combat tricky and inventive and it's fun. It's a great game, but I have a new problem with it. It seems like every time I play, I'll put like 2 hours in the spurt, and it'll be like, "Oh, you completed 2 more% of the game," and I'm just like, "What the fuck? How long is this goddamn Metroidvania?" Like, I'm 16 hours in, and I'm 45% done. I'm like, how is this possible? How long is this goddamn game? I like, I've said it before. I love me some Metroidvanias. I don't need them to be 30, 40-hour games. I think like 15 hours is
It's
like the
called The
perfect
Lost
sweet spot.
Crown, right?
Yeah.
Let
You're
me
looking up
see.
to how long to beat?
So, yeah, so it says the average is 16 to 17 hours. If you're doing a lot of side quests, it's 25 to 30. If you're trying for a true 100%, it's 30 to 40.
Hmm. Because it doesn't
So
really,
you
because
must be doing a lot of side shit, is my guess.
it does give me, like, it just gives a flat number. And whenever I get a new ability and I'm like, oh, I remember like this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. So I want to backtrack and doing all that. So maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm beating myself up here. But
Yeah, it sounds like if you, I don't know if this is a type of Metroidvania where it's obvious where you have to go to get to the main bosses or whatever. It sounds like if you did that, you'd probably be done by now. But since you're kind of backtracking, you're probably trending towards that 25 to 30 hour mark.
damn. All right. All right. I got to cut the bullshit then. All right. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a great game. I am enjoying my time with it. Um, I have done a lot of recording. So again, I did more recording of X-Men. For some reason, I had a delusion of grandeur that I was going to beat it for realsies this time. So I recorded. I had like 6 lives going into the final level. They all burned up. They all burned up on me, Brian. The game's beating me. I'm done. I don't care. So one day this week, I'm plotting in all the codes, and I'm just gonna finish the fucking goddamn game so we can get that review out. It's bested me. There's only so much I can do. I'm a bitter, broken man by it, Brian.
You're tapping out. I respect.
And then the same night that I was doing that, and I was like, I need me a little pick me up. So, of course, the smartest thing to do when you need a pick me up after getting your ass handed to you by a game is to play some competitive online gaming. So I popped in some StarCraft and proceeded to get my ass kicked immediately. Like for like seven, I played 7 games. I won one of them. My first game back, like I instantly got cheesed. I was just like, it was a low point in gaming. It's one of the lowest points in gaming I've had in a long, long time. I was a beaten, angry Jimmy Wimmy that night.
So
But
when you lose, how long does an average loss game take?
you know what? I almost prefer when I just get my ass when I get my dick shoved back in me like early on. Like I can lose in like 7, 8 minutes, and I go, well, that sucked, but the guy was better. The
Yeah.
worst one was there was one game where I'm playing this guy and we're hitting like the 13, 14 minute mark. And like he dropped a nuke on me and I'm just like, motherfucker, he's like hitting me with nukes. And he gives me the preemptive GG. Now, proper StarCraft etiquette is The loser goes GG, acknowledging I won, you played a good game. When you do the preemptive GG, you go, oh, fuck you, I'm not leaving. So he proceeded to just toy with his food for the next 15 goddamn minutes. Like when that video comes out, it's going to be like a 40-minute long goddamn video. And it's really just me getting my shit kicked in the entire time, but refusing to lose out of spite or just to give up and to make him try to destroy every single thing until I eventually tapped out. So that video, I apologize in advance. That'll be a horrific upload. I'm angry and depressed the entire goddamn time, but I just did not want to give that fucker the satisfaction. I wanted to waste his time at that point. I was so vindictive.
Jim, what if I told you that fucker was me?
It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
Jim StarCraft struggles. Like, comment, subscribe. And but yes, I actually did a little bit of homework too, Brian. Did you do the same homework that I'm about to describe? All right, that's a no. So, Yacht Club Games recently finally came out with the demo for the highly anticipated Mina the Hollower. So, after a pretty long development cycle, they finally were able to, announce it at one of the Game Fest a month or two ago. Our buddy Celia was out there announcing it to the world. And yes, they dropped the demo, and it's basically available everywhere. It combines, it's basically if you took old school Castlevania and Link's Awakening and smushed them together, that's the game you get. So, Brian, I'm going to assume you have not touched this demo yet?
Have not at all.
All right. So it's only about a half hour, 40-minute demo, I would say, typical demo kind of length. And it gets you through basically the first little area of the game, and you wind up doing 2 boss fights, too. So, this game, it's not like Link's Awakening where you're, dicking around trying to figure out how to get out of the opening area and stuff like that. I was actually shocked by how action-oriented it was immediately. And in the demo, you can pick from 1 of 3 different weapons. So the short sides that are faster, or a whip that's like the standard weapon, and then a hammer that's slow but has more of the power. And yeah, you sit through a lengthy animated intro and, fantastic pixel art. The music's great. And I was actually expecting more Link's Awakening than Castlevania. But this was so heavy on the action that even though it was like a top-down Link's Awakening kind of game, it still felt like a classic Castlevania with the action. And it was not easy. Most of the normal enemies are fine. And they even threw in some somewhat, for that early in the game, little tricky-ish kind of platforming stuff. But the fucking boss fights were kicking my ass. I think I died 10 times. It gives you little stats at the end, and I had 9 deaths, and that was all from boss fights. So it has a decent checkpoint system. Checkpoint system, and you gain basically your currency through the course of the game. And if you die, it kind of sits there if you can get back to it and clear the level or the section. So if you clear the section, you get your shit back. If you die again, it's all gone. That kind of risk reward kind of system. But yeah, I played it and I was very pleasantly surprised by it. So I actually forget, I'll look that up right now, when the actual release date is.
October 31st.
There we go. Oh, right at Halloween, the perfect time for it. So yeah, not just because, Celia's friend of the page and all that bullshit, but anyone who's ever played Shovel Knight, Yacht Club puts good work into their games, and this looks like it could be another hit on their hands.
I have asked and trying to set up her coming on the podcast. So I want to do my homework prior to her coming on. So, ha ha ha.
Well, ha ha ha. There's a little pre-homework.
Well, Jim, I have been busy as balls with gaming. I'm going to say that. And Daddy is...
Don't fucking Daddy
back. Me. Daddy is so back with gaming, Jim. I was, Ocarina of Time, I'm not going to lie. The motivation to play it, I was like, ah. And then finally, towards the end of it, it kind of got me there, right? And I think a combo of too many games and finishing that off, I was like, you know what? All right, let me play something. Dude, in the 1 week, because we weren't able to meet last week, in the week from when we did our last podcast to the following week, I started and finished Blasphemous 2.
Damn.
And I got the best ending. I didn't get 100%, but I got 90. So there was very little I left uncovered. So I spent a lot of time because.
Oh, so you don't have to 100% at this time?
No, you have to 100% certain things, and I don't want to spoil anything. And if you ever do decide to play it, I would say I found the perfect no spoiler guide to, if you want to 100%, just do these things, and they don't tell you why. They just, it's like do this, and then you can get the best ending.
Wait, guide. I didn't
That
know Brian stood for bitch.
well, I knew there was 3 endings, and I was like, I want to get the best ending the first time through. Like I have to do it, Jim. Yeah,
Bitch.
amazing game. It's better than Blasphemous 1. Which Blasphemous 1 was already an S tier game for you and me, so
Hmm.
that should tell you something. There's more to it, but they fixed a lot of stuff. Like there's more variety with the 3 different type of weapons you can use. There's a little bit of a better fast travel system now. Um, Shit is still, you still get some of that kind of cryptic stuff, but it seems a lot more intuitive, and there's a lot more like movement things. So I don't know. I just love
Hmm.
the game. Great boss fights. The music's awesome. Yeah, can't praise the shit out of it enough. And then I went right from that, and I am 3 knuckles deep in the God of War Ragnarok. I am just in it. I think I'm already 16 hours into that, and I've told you before. I know you kind of got tired of the hack and slash shit in God of War, even though that was your game in college. um, you need to play the 2018, and this follow up. I'm not even close to being done, I'm sure, but it's amazing. So yeah, I'm really into the gaming mode. I'll just say that.
Hmm. Good.
But yeah,
I
before
mean,
Celia comes on, I'll definitely be trying out the Mina.
yeah, but yeah, I'm damn. You've been fucking. Have you seen your family at all in the last 2 weeks? Jesus fucking Christ. That's a lot of
Well, what's
goddamn gaming.
funny is I've only gamed more because I moved my Xbox to my living room. Um, and and that it made me not wanting to go down to my office and play made me play more, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Otherwise,
No.
like I'd be like, I just want to go to sleep. I don't feel like going all the way down. But if I can just go down to my living room, I'm like, okay, I'll go down there and play for a little bit. And then a
No, it's
little
like
bit would turn into like sessions of like, oh shit. Now it's like 4 hours later, like, oh fuck. Yep.
yeah, it's like how my Switch got so much goddamn use. I just pick it up and play while everyone's doing anything else.
Well, yeah. Plus, you're you.
That is true.
But yeah, no, I'm excited that once you tell me we're good, we can bang out the review for X-Men, and then I'll get started as soon as God of War's done. I'll get started on Max Payne, and we'll be able to wrap up all the reviews, which are there. Thankful to you guys who help support us through Patreons or Chambers. What questions we have this week?
Questions that you can put in over at patreon.com/drinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 a month, you can ask questions that will be answered in each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. I almost forgot the spiel because it's been so goddamn long. Out of practice. Also, quick shout out to Papa Tico for joining as a free member. So, thanks very much.
Hey, bud.
So, first up is from Burn Retinas. Have you found yourself buying as many Blu-rays as you did DVDs since Blu-ray's inception? And which do you prefer?
No, as the movie collector between so it's funny. As the guy who collects horror, and my collection behind me tends to be more movie heavy at this point than games. Blu-rays are still just too damn expensive unless they finally go in bargain. I will buy non-horror movies on Blu-ray more than I unless I find a bundle once again. Um, like the Departed, all of Quentin Tarantino's stuff, anything non-horror, like I'm getting on Blu-ray. Uh, but I slowed down. I can't justify $30 a pop for a brand new Blu-ray, so I definitely wait till the shit is cheap, then I get it. And it's like everything else, Jim. It's like the ability to just rent easily enough at home for like $3 for a movie I want to watch versus buying something outright, and you don't have something hooked up to the TV that you have a Blu-ray player or not. Like it's too much of a pain in the ass. I still go DVD heavy just because I find those the cheapest. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, my physical collecting days are slowing down significantly because money and space.
Yeah, I have a crack fire stick. I'm not buying shit. So yeah, I mean I have way more like I have some Blu-rays, but I have just way more DVDs. And even then, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a friggin' Blu-ray. Maybe at least 2 to 3 years, I'd have to say. And I don't even remember what the Blu-ray was that I bought. Might have
I
been a
was gonna
Christmas
say, I feel
gift.
like you have barely any.
I don't have a ton. Like ever since moving, like I still haven't like bought shelving to display all my movies easier. Like I put up some hanging shelves just to like for the playroom so the kids can see all the movies that they can pop in a DVD player. But yeah, myself, all the shit's in bins. I just never like if I need it, I can just look it up easily somewhere and not have to dig it out and put it in something.
What do you think? So, well, now they have 4K Blu-rays, which surprised the fuck out of me because I bought when I went over to my son's friend's house to use a projector, and I got the Minecraft movie. First, I had the 4K version, and PS4s don't play 4K movies. I was
Mm.
like, the fuck is that? So I had to get the version of the DVD. Well, I do. Here's what I do love. I'll say this. You and I think talked about this. Movies do it right. They come with the Blu-ray, they come with a DVD and a download code. Like
Yep.
cover them all. If I'm putting out that kind of money, do it all. But yeah, I guess 4K DVD or Blu-rays are the next iteration. I'm just curious what the next technology will be. Like beyond that.
Yeah, beats. I mean, 8K. I guess. I think that's what everyone's already talking about. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned 4K, dude. I don't even have a TV that can play 4K. I'm not buying a new TV until one of my old ones dies. So until that
Oh
day,
yeah, fuck that.
yeah, I don't need to see like a face wrinkle be slightly clearer. I don't care. So
Dude, I just had to buy a new fridge today. It just got delivered today, I should say. I bought it over the weekend. I hate when things go and I have to buy new. Like, so yeah, my TVs, I still have my plasma from college, that 55 incher in the basement. Yep.
that's
Like it
mine right here, right behind me.
I'll take that thing till it fully dies. So yeah.
Dude, bro, you were here with me that day we were recording, and like there was a bad ground in this goddamn one of those light poles. What do you call them? The ones that stand straight up with the bowl at the top.
Oh, the
Fuck, what is that called?
oh my god.
It's the ones that they like try not to sell anymore because they're dangerous and burn places down.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, one of those. So surprisingly, the burned down the house light lamp didn't have a good ground in it. So we were recording one of our old drinking videos at my apartment, and like the HDMI cable we're using like kind of graced along the base of it, and it basically made a torch. Like you could see the electricity going from that HDMI cord into the base of this thing, and it burned the fucking base of this lamp. And we're like, oh, and of course it burned out all the inputs on the side of the TV. So I lost like a composite thing for not micro SD card, but mini SD card, I guess, whatever the old fatter one, and like an HDMI port. And I was like, well, this TV's fucking junk. Nope. It's been
Still
12
going.
years
Yep.
later. All the inputs on the back still work, and there's 1,000 inputs on this fucking thing. Still works like a charm. So even though it got fried, half of it got fried, the goddamn thing still works perfectly. That is quality you will never see anymore.
Yeah, the same way we all have parents who have that one fridge that still has lasted for like 40 years. And nowadays, fridges, if you get more than 10 out of them, it's amazing because they're
Yeah.
just not built to last for shit. Um, yeah, TVs. I mean, CRTs are obviously notorious, but still, fuck them to the ends of the earth with how heavy they were because I've moved too many of them.
Yep.
Yeah, that gen that you and I have of the plasma TVs. Oh, it's gonna be so sad when they finally go.
Yeah, that 2008 through like 2011 era of plasma TVs. My God.
God,
Things of beauty.
yeah,
Tanks.
and
It's like a
still,
67 Cadillac. It won't die.
the look. I still prefer to watch my movies on it. Like the look is just, I like it better. I
Right, the
don't know.
blacks, the pure blacks, the perfect blacks.
All right, clip
There's
that.
there's a clip to use out of context. Oh, shouldn't have done that one.
No, but I love that
Waka
question.
waka.
Damn it. What else we got?
Next up from JD Maines, the man behind our X-Men 2 review. Part 2, steak or wings? One has to go forever. You son of a bitch.
Fuck.
You son of a bitch. This is a follow-up to his previous question where he gave us 4, narrowed it down to our 2 that we said, well, that would be too tough to choose.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. Every year for my birthday, all I ask for is either a steak or I sometimes just do both. I'm like, at lunchtime, I need to go get my wings from one place, Iron Abbey, best wings ever. And my steak. Oh, motherfuck. I love me my wings, but I got to keep my steak. I guess I can get chicken tenders and put buffalo sauce on it and pretend.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not, and I won't enjoy it as much, and I'll always miss my wings. But I can't. I will never be like, you know what? Let's go out to a really nice restaurant and order some wing. Like if I go to a legit restaurant, I'm getting steak, and it's gonna be worth the experience. Because there's no other like entree I want at a really good place. That's gonna be like, that's it. I'm not gonna get some fucking bullshit seafood. You need steak. So, fuck. That one hurt.
Yeah, use my same excuses before. I will go wings just because wings in general will make my life easier with my family and going out with them. But fuck, man, giving up steak is just it's pain. It hurts.
That means you have to
much.
give up cheesesteak too, as well.
It's not steak. It's not real steak.
It's chopped up steak. You can do your steakums bullshit, but if you're getting legit cheesesteak, that's a steak chopped up.
You know what? I can live with steakums. I can live with it. You put enough fried onions on there, it doesn't matter. I'll make do. It's tough, Bri. It's hard. Bri, you tell me you're giving up Iron Abbey wings.
I would have to because there's enough other chicken substitutes. There's no steak substitute. There's no like shittier version of steak that I would be like, yeah, this feels good. I wouldn't like it. I'm not saying I would enjoy it. I'd get fucking legit. I would just toss chicken tenders and buffalo sauce or do a chicken cutlet in buffalo sauce. It's not the same, but I would, you know what? When I would be sad, I would just pick up a steak and bite into it and be like, okay, I made the right choice.
Either way, it's awful. JD's a mean man. He's a mean man.
That was a tough decision, and I don't like it.
I don't like him.
Good question, but damn it.
Actually, I do like him. He's a good boy. He's a good egg, even though he's an asshole. But yes, I like the question as well. So once again, thank you to everyone out there. That wraps up the questions for this week. Thank you again for the support. Head on over to Drink a Beer and Play a Game on Patreon. Check out all the tiers for all the bonus material, which I know has been very lax. If you think the main channel has been lax, oh boy, have we been some neglectful Nellies. But the summer's coming to an end. Life will be calming down. The content will be back.
Yeah. No, guys, we truly appreciate it. Maybe once Jim can say no to some goddamn vacations and some
vacations are done.
Concerts.
Vacations are done. Concerts are winding down.
You know what, Jim?
I got 3 more the rest of the year. 3 more concerts.
I'm limiting you next year. 5 concerts. You're maxing out at that.
I'm hitting the burnout where I'm like, fuck. It's like it sounds like such a better idea 6 months ago. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to.
You're basically level 50 clubbing concerts.
Yeah, I'm level 15 music, whether it's like, because like last week my band had 2 gigs and this week I'm going to 2 concerts and it's just like back and forth.
Ridiculous. But yes, thank you guys. Truly get those questions in and thank you so much for your support.
Yep. And speaking of support, head on over to Skillshare. Use our code DBPG30. We can get 30% off 1 year of a class. So you can learn a skill. You can learn some history. You can learn how to get better at video games. You can even learn how to make a video game guide so you can help little bitch boys like Brian. You can learn to do anything over there and use our code to get some money off. And also when it comes to video games, maybe build up your video game collection. Do you like the NES? Do you like the Super NES? Are there just holes in there? Holes you've been thinking about forever, holes you didn't even know you had that you want to fill. Fill your holes and go over to ghettogamer.net and use our code DBPG Don't you dare with your watch it disappear, you goddamn son of a... Use our code DBPG. Get 20% off your first order. So load on up over there. Get some games, get some gear, get some cables, get some consoles, all kinds of good crap over there, and help our buddy Longy Long out.
Yeah, help them. Help yourself. Make it disappear.
Let Longy Long fill your holes. All right? Let him fill your holes.
Support them and support us, guys. Thank you so much. All right, Chambers. When you first mentioned, did I do my homework? I thought you meant, did I play this game that you have linked in our little Google thing? I said many times, I am a huge fan of people who make games for old consoles, even if it's in the style of old consoles. And today we have a weird combo of a beer related game with of all the goddamn consoles, the Commodore 64.
Yep. So to piggyback off what you just said, Bri, yeah, we don't talk about new game announcements and crap like that because you'll get that anywhere else. Not to besmirch anyone who does that, but yeah, I mean, you can get your news anywhere. But Bri, the deep cuts, the beer related cuts, that's what you come to us for. And over on itch.io, there is a new game for the Commodore 64, like you said, called Beer Rescue. So DevLab/TSA is proud to present you the first Commodore 64 game, Beer Rescue. It's an interactive competition at the Evoke Demo Party 2025. So it features loading bitmap with loading music. So it's actually a long Commodore 64 like loading screen where those can take like over a full minute to go if you're lucky. So plenty of music, 10 challenging levels compatible with the C64 Mini, the Commodore 64 itself, and the VIC-20 in Commodore 64 mode. And besides all the, Commodore emulators that you can find out there. Someone jacked all the beer from DevLab, and now the next chill and grill party is in danger. No way Dan Zambolino lets that slide as he's on track to thief through the forest. In a rush to escape, the thief dropped a bunch of beer and bottles along the way. Lost beer bottles in the wilderness? That's not a problem. Don tries to bring home every single one back to DevLab. And yeah, I mean, it's an old school classic platformer. And yeah, I mean, different challenges, different enemies in there. Basically one-hit kills, and you got to go through all these screens, picking up all the freaking beer bottles to move on to the next one. Simple concept, but simple console, but from what I can tell, good execution. Now, unlike Brian, I did not get a chance to play this yet. I was very interested in it. Even plays in 50 hertz mode because it's the Commodore, and you goddamn Brits in your 50 hertz, you melt if you don't have it. It's unheard of. But yeah, I mean, it looks super smooth. The music sounded great from what I heard. And I mean, I'm always like kind of surprised by the Commodore. It's like one of those consoles I never really screw around with, but the few times I do, I'm like, shit, this is kind of good.
Commodores are definitely a weird one. I've done it a few times for, I think, the Alien games, and a few other, like, obviously horror related shit. And yeah, I'm sometimes shocked at like how good, not good's a weird word, how complex, I'll say, the graphics can be. This one is much simpler. It's what would you equate it to? Kind of like ice climbers, balloon fight. Like, you're basically hopping from like, all it is it's a single stage, and you're hopping from platform to platform, collecting all the beer bottles without trying to get hit or fall off the platform. Yeah. Very, very simplistic. The music is the highlight for me. And it's fun. I put the link for it in the description. You should try it out. I mean, yes, you can do it on all the devices Jim said. I just did it on my PC. You just use your directional arrows, and Z is jump. That's all it takes. So I'm always for it. Give this guy some love. Try out the game. I love it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking when you were talking about it too, I was like, shit, what does this remind me of? And it's like, it's almost like reminiscent of so many old games that are like, it's tough to nail down one. Because yeah, like I see the balloon fightish things, even though you don't have the float mechanics. Maybe almost like Donkey Kongish 2, where like you're not trying to get to the top, but you're trying to like get the items along the way. The closest I can relate to, even though it's not an actually old game, is when I like go check the page for my Let's Play of Donut Dodo, uh, where it's a platformer, a challenging platformer where you have to get all the donuts in the stage and to clear it, kind of deal. It's like a classic formula, but goddamn, does it just work?
You know what? I love it. And DevLab, support them. Like I said, we love supporting the little guys, obscure games like this. These guys aren't trying to be millionaires off it, but they put some effort in, a lot of effort into his music. They have a cool little logo. Like, just try it out. That's all we can suggest. It's a fun, probably bang it out in 10, 15 minutes. So instead of giving it to Nintendo and spending all your money there, try out the little guys. That's all I'm saying. Watch it
Yeah.
disappear.
God damn it. And speaking of making it disappear, Bri, we're millennials. We're part of that generation, that time frame, as people would say. And apparently, and I'm going to call some bullshit in a second, but research, this comes to us from a page called Wasted, and this is from a Facebook article that gives absolutely no backing proof or anything like that, so take it with a grain of salt, but hell, it is a talking point. So, research shows millennials are now the heaviest drinking generation in history, consuming more alcohol per capita than Gen X boomers and any generation before them. Their annual alcohol spending has hit $23.4 billion, well above Gen Z's totals. Analysts point to a mix of cultural and economic factors, the boom in craft beer and artisanal cocktails, the social media pool of picture perfect nights out, and the use of drinking as both a shared ritual and a personal escape. Added to that are economic pressures and the delayed life milestones, which experts say have helped shape how and why millennials drink.
So, Jim, everyone wants to hate on AI, and I get why, but it has its uses. Because when you simply Google, are millennials the biggest drinker? AI, right off the bat, no. Millennials are not the drunkest generation. Instead, data indicates that while millennials historically drank more than younger counterparts, like we've covered, Gen Z is not into drinking like we were.
Yeah,
We are
Gen
definitely
Alpha is even going to be
drunkards.
less.
Yeah, so Gen Z, no. But they found the two biggest drinking consumption is baby boomers and Gen X. But yes, millennials have paid the most for it. And that's the thing. Like, if you read the comments, everyone's like, yeah, because drinks cost so fucking much. And Gen X and baby boomers were drinking the shittiest, like, the shittiest possible beer ever. They would pay close to nothing. And we have craft beers, crazy cocktails, all that shit. And the article talks about it like, yeah, social media, you're spending when you go to a goddamn baseball game, $16 for a Bud Light, like something like that. Like, so yeah, we probably spend the most, but that does not mean we consume the most. So suck it. We're just suckers that pay too much for it.
Dude, when I saw My Chemical Romance like a week and a half ago, every beer was $18, I think, at Citizens Bank Park. And I'm like, I wasn't driving, so I was going to get my money's worth. I was drinking like the all day IPAs and stuff like that. Woke up with a bitch of a headache the next day, that's for goddamn sure. But I wasn't going to spend $16 for a 24-ounce Coors Light when I could spend $18 for a 24-ounce all day IPA. It just, economically, Brian, I had to be smart about it.
And let's break this down. let's use our real lives. So you and I, obviously, same age. Look at our parents' generation. They were all the going to the bar, but they probably mostly stuck to shitty beers, maybe some shots, but consistently drinking a lot more, I would say. Probably. It's safe to say. What our generation did, which is crazier, is all the mixing, the constant shots, the pre-gaming. And we pre-gamed as a means of you don't want to spend a bunch before you go out, so you pregame. So I think we probably did the more dangerous style of drinking where we weren't necessarily, there's probably I would just, and this is obviously no research, I would assume previous generations had higher levels of alcoholics like per the total amount of people versus us that just did dangerous ass combinations of like Red Bull and vodka and all the shots and this and that. So
Well, Brian,
new gen go
using
on.
our easy tools of AI, you can simply search what generation has the most amount of alcoholics, and the winner is the baby boomers. They have a
Yeah.
significant struggle with alcohol use disorder, with rates of alcoholism increasing as they age. In contrast, Gen Z has shown a trend of reduced alcohol consumption, with many young adults choosing not to drink or less or not at all.
So I said, I will say, seeing these newer generations, meeting them at work or whatever, they are, they drink, they just don't go hard like us.
And it's also
Like,
like, didn't like, hey, remember 20 years ago when we'd be pre-gaming, like killing our livers and going, man, these prices are way too expensive we're paying now. Oh, if only we knew back then.
if only we knew. Well, but that's the thing, right? Like we would come over my place, get a bottle of something. No, we have to finish that with cheap, shitty beer. Still spend too much at the bar, but you're like, I'm already drunk, so it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, and nowadays, especially with like Uber and everything else, like they're more responsible. I feel like it. Now, I don't know if you replace the drinking with other drugs, but everyone's got their own fucked up thing. I know we were the gen that like paid way too much. So I don't know. We went too hard, Jim. What's that saying? Good times make soft people make hard times make strong people.
There's
The
the
cycle
alcohol kicking in.
continues. Yeah.
There's the brain
So
damage.
we were the crazy drinkers. Next gen's not going to be. The gen after that's going to be like, you guys are pussies. And then they'll pick up the slack. That's all.
It's a cycle. Now, Brad, do we have to address one more thing with this article?
Go on. The picture?
Yeah, the picture. Not saying I'm
not the non-millennial that's not a millennial, that's actually a Gen Z person picture. Is that what you're trying to say?
that's no fucking millennial right there.
That is not a millennial. The hair, the just the whole thing. You know what? I'm not even gonna pick it apart, Jim. You see that person, you go, that's not our generation.
You know, you guys, you can click on the link below. You don't even have to be logged into Facebook to see this article. You can judge for yourself. I'm not saying I'm
Jim,
Johnny Looker over
you know
here
what?
because I'm not.
I'm gonna help everyone out. That'll be the picture. I'm gonna have that picture up while we've been talking this whole time, so you guys have seen it. Draw your own conclusions, but yeah, it'd be the same way if it was a guy with suspenders and high pants, and he was a barrel-chested white dude. You'd say that's not a millennial. You know, like the same way. You see this picture, you go, that's not a millennial.
You know what I'll say it is? I'll say it's at least realistic.
Not for a millennial.
I mean, yeah,
So
yeah,
is
not
it?
for a millennial, but I mean,
I
you
mean,
go.
it's everything else is yes. I know what you're trying to say, but yes.
If you go to any, let's put it in your head this way.
Let's put it this way, Jim. No,
no,
you
no,
got to
no,
be
no,
careful.
shut your mouth.
You have to be in Philly for that to be real. Most
Oh,
other parts
that
of the
is
country, no.
that's Fishtown right there. So if you go to a major
Mhm.
metropolitan area where
Yes.
there's an up and coming area that used to not be so good, you probably wouldn't drive down that area. But now that's where all the the craft bars and food places and all the fancy stuff that's popping up that everyone talks about goes to. It's been gentrified. You know what that's the look of, Brian? That is the look of French gentrification. That is the look right there.
It's the look of something. It's the look of
I am
someone
dubbing
we're
a new
going to
term
talk
right now.
about. It's the look of someone we're going to talk about later on in the podcast. How about that?
Ooh. Well, I mean,
Am
not wrong.
Am I
Not wrong.
wrong?
Not wrong.
Okay. Wasn't even a dig. It's just a fact. So, Jim, I guess raise your beer for being claimed the most spending generation on alcohol.
Most spendingest,
As
most
we drink
drunkingest.
our fancy ass craft beers, which we probably spent too much on.
Yep. Sure have.
But Jim, we are many things. You know what we don't do? We don't hate animals like Mario Kart does.
We don't. Or like Nintendo in general. And I think it's time we cancel them. But thank God for the heroes at PETA to let us know. Animal rights group PETA calls for Nintendo to remove the cow's cruel nose ring. What cow? What nose ring, you may ask? Well, Brian, the Nintendo Switch is home to all of two exclusive games right now. And in approximately 50% of the Nintendo Switch 2's library, you can play Mario Kart World. And you can play as the Nintendo cow. And that cow's got a nose ring on it, Bri. And that's just wrong. That's wrong. In a statement, PETA has said that the nose ring is a tool of cruelty that causes lasting pain and discomfort. It's more than just a goofy grin. And the nose rings are forcibly pierced through one of the most sensitive parts of a cow's body, often used to drag or controls the cows and bulls to their depths. So it's supposed to be a fun escape, not a reminder of the painful tools used on cows in the meat and dairy industries. No one wants to think about animal suffering while zipping around a racetrack. The spiked nose rings on baby cows are so that the comforting act of nursing from their mother causes her pain, and the baby's rejected and kicked away. To control bulls, a chain might be fastened from the nose ring to the bull's horn, and even more pain-driven control. So, Bri, you're tasty, delicious, soft, succulent veal, Brian. It could be the byproduct of these evil, cruel nose rings. That's just wrong. And that's why they're calling for it to go from Mario Kart World, Brian. That's how you save the cows.
Well, what's funny is I've always associated the nose ring with bulls, not cows. And I know cows, they do get it too, but like instinctively, I think bull, I'll be honest. Until this article highlighted it, and I've watched footage from Mario Kart, it never clicked with me that it even had it. Now that I see it, I can't not see it. I think in general that is a weird choice to have the ring. I mean, it's a choice, but let me start all this by saying I don't care, but it does make me question why. Why do you need the nose ring? Like if it was just a straight up regular bowl, okay. I don't know. It's weird. I thought it was adorable. PETA's still around. I didn't even think they were still around. But yeah, it's one of those things like it's a truth. The sole purpose of those nose rings is not for good of the cow. And it's like you can't eat your steaks that I'm keeping and my burgers and everything else without knowing the truth of how it's gotten there. Same way you can't use your iPhone without knowing how they're made. So yeah, accept it. But didn't realize there was a nose ring until this thing really pointed it out. So do you think Nintendo will give two shits and fold the PETA?
You know what, Brian?
Probably not.
If I had to guess, probably
maybe they release a skin without it. That's all I'll say.
Maybe they do, Brian. But you know what? I don't think there's all wrong here. Want to know why?
Why?
Maybe we have to stop normalizing the nose ring, Brian. Because if you don't normalize the nose ring in cows, then it won't be normalized for women who like septic piercings. And those are terrible. And those need to go. So I could almost call this a step in the right direction, Brian.
All nose rings need to go, Jim.
For
There's never been a good nose ring.
Correct. So, Brian, PETA might be onto something here. I might say, look, might not like, might not like the method, might not like the message, but there's something there. There's something hidden there.
I also, as someone who's not a rancher, farmer, like the purposes of what they are for and what you gotta do them for, especially controlling bulls, that's never going to change. But yes, for decorative purposes, no, yeah, get rid of them. They're not cool. They don't look good. Never have.
Never will.
Never will.
They're a thing that you'll tolerate more than anything.
I mean, listen, Nintendo is the forefront of many bad trends, Jim. And maybe they can be a force for good, get rid of the nose ring, and maybe they have that effect. But you know what they already started, Jim? Just like they started with their video game pricing, with motherfucking console pricing. And we talked about this Was it the last episode or was it was within the last two episodes when
Right.
they
The way
raised the
this summer's gone,
prices.
2 episodes could be a month and a half for all we know.
That's my point. When Nintendo raised the prices of the original Switch, we went, that's fucking crazy. Who would do that? And my number one concern was other people will follow suit. Well, sure enough, PlayStation 5 now is getting a price increase from Wario64's tweet. He shows basically PlayStation 5 is going to $549, PlayStation 5 Digital is $499, and PlayStation 5 Pro is $749. I mean, no. And you read the comments, the people like still can't stop sucking off Nintendo. They're like, but it's only bad when Nintendo does it, right? I'm like, no, it's bad when everyone does it. And then half the people are going, it's Trump's tariffs. The other half of people are like, oh, it's understandable. Like, no, it's never okay for in the middle of the life cycle of a console for it to just raise its price. It's just not. I'm sorry. Like, you've made enough. How many? Let me look up a statistic.
And
Jim,
Brian, just to piggyback off you, guess I'll say 50 million PS5s have been sold. And to your point, the PS5 was released on November 12th, 2020. So this is about the time that we would be normally expecting to see slim versions. Well, I guess it already came out, the slim version without the disc. But, price price reduced versions, as we have had through, basically every generation in gaming until this one. But much like everything else, everything sucks today.
What was your guess? 50 million?
Yeah.
All right. So as of February 2025, 75 million.
Ah, all right.
So they've sold a couple units, Jim. And
they've dabbled.
Whether it be tariffs or whatever, PS5, PlayStation, you've made enough money on it that you do not need to jack up the goddamn price. I'm just waiting for Xbox. But then again, Xbox is so out to lunch with shit that they're like, wait, what? What are we doing? Like, I don't know if they'll care enough, but I'm sure they will.
What the fuck they're doing. The Xbox system is already a fucking loss leader. They should make that $100 right now.
Yeah, actually,
they should hop on.
It'll become all this the highest selling of all time. They'll be like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're lowering it.
Just fucking make it a thing and be like, look, we're a Game Pass machine now. We know we're a Game Pass machine. We don't have games to buy. Just play everything on ours. $100. There you go. You don't need a PC. $100, $200 for the Series X, $100 for the Series S. There. Now you can play everything.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But Nintendo, they did the show with the video games. Now they're doing the consoles. And they are unfortunately the leader, and they set the trend. They literally set the bell curve when it comes to gaming. So PlayStation, just like I said, Nintendo, fuck you. There's no need for it. Not cool.
And like we said, there's a lot of reasons for it. Like, the cost of materials has gone up. Probably the cost for processors and what they were using back then has gone up for production. And of course, we've been talking about tariffs and, the impact that will have on everything. So a little bit of breaking news, and shout out to our buddy Dongold, who made me aware of it earlier today, because I would have had no idea. And really, weirdly, no one's talking about it either, or at least on the gaming Twitter sphere that I'm a part of. But this comes to us from the Japan Post. International mail, temporary suspension of acceptance of mail to the United States due to changes in U.S. customs and regulations. Posted as of today, this recording, August 25th, 2025. On July 30th, the U.S. government issued an executive order titled Termination of De Minimis Treatment for All Countries regarding mail to the United States. Under this executive order, starting August 29, 2025, mail containing goods imported for personal use, aka taxable mail, will no longer be eligible for duty-free treatment, and tariffs will be imposed. On August 15th, U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced new guidelines regarding the elimination of the de minimis rules, which requires that transport operators pay customs deposits to blah, 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 and prepare for customs declarations. So, starting August the 27th, this coming Wednesday, in line with other national postal operations, we will temporarily suspend the acceptance of postal items, whether it be small packets, parcels, and EMS goods, to the United States that contain the following items: individual gifts with content exceeding $100 or goods intended for sale for consumption. And they will continue to accept letters, postcards, printed matter, documents, and postal items, including small packages, parcels, and goods containing gifts between of under value of less than $100. So, if you were looking to do a lot of goddamn what do you call it, importing from Japan and trying to rake in on good deals from there, well, that ain't happening. Or parts or materials or shit like that. So, yeah, everything's going kaflooey right now.
This is why our generation has to drink more, Jim.
And so, I mean, right. Luckily, the good old US of A, we have Microsoft who doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground, so they're not going to take advantage. But Sony and Nintendo, based out of Japan, consoles are over $100. It's not good.
It's not
good for the gamers, Brian. Inflation, import fees. Who's to say what a game could be valued at? And for import export, Brian, what'll happen to Art Vandalay? He's an importer exporter. Won't be doing it now in Japan. It's over.
You know what? I'm for it because I've been mad enough at Nintendo. Let the people that want to pay too much for it pay too much for it. Let everyone else support Microsoft. We've been fans of Microsoft, Jim.
For better or for worse, we have. Fuck. It's time for me to hop on that wagon.
Jim, what happens every time there's an inflation with prices? Put your eye patch on.
Yar. Back to my Blu-ray thing, huh?
Just pirate the shit out of shit. I'm so beyond and over. That's what's gonna happen. And then in a couple years, shit will flip. That'll go away. But will prices ever come down? That's when this shit goes away, that's the problem. Especially with Nintendo. With no good cause, they will say, well, we need to keep prices this high now. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But they will.
Prices don't go down until they need it to. So, I don't expect that to happen. Again, why the fuck is Microsoft not slashing prices already on their consoles? They've sold like 10 million. Like, what the fuck are they doing? God damn it.
But, well, Jim.
Yeah. Well, they're not doing it quick enough, Brian. Stupid fucks. But speaking of stupid fucks and infinitely annoying and frustrating, and hell, not having parts from Japan is probably going to be a big oopsie daisy to these guys too. Good old Analog, the kings of taking your money and taking forever to give you your product. I guess if you're not name limited run. But yes, Analog had, they obviously announced the Analog 3D, which was their Nintendo 64 console. Lots of hype, blah, blah, blah. The typical Analog shit. Lots of money for a high quality product that it's going to be tough to get, even tougher to have ship out on time. Famously, their Analog Pocket took, 2 years to ship after the end of the pre-order period. And all the hoopla after that when they had the color variants come out like a month later and pissed everybody off. Oh, I love Analog. They're great for content on a gaming podcast. But August 20th, 2025, Analog has been moving at maximum pace, processing shipping to everyone who has been patiently waiting. Unexpected, uncommon issues are rare. Are they? Especially in a negligible degree under esoteric circumstances. We're ensuring every detail meets our standard. Nonetheless, we know this sucks. Brian, they're just like us. They talk like the comic guy, Brian.
I mean, I do like that paragraph. That's the best paragraph what you're about to read.
They're our guy, Brian. Another delay announced late after months of patience. We feel it too. Analog 3D has been in development for 4 years obsessively. It's at 99%. Hardware, system, packaging, the full kit, been set for months. The last 1% is where we're focused. This has moved our shipping date to Q4 and intentionally set conservatively. We're pushing without pause and appreciate everyone's patience and trust. Analog will always deliver, delays or not. It is a commitment to our standard of care. If you'd like to cancel your pre-order at any time, you can get a full refund by visiting their support page. So, I mean, credit to them. They came out with the bad news. They said, hey, shit happened. If you want a refund, sure, go get it. So, I mean, they didn't hide the refund. Hopefully they're not a bitch when it comes to getting their refunds. I've never heard about them being a pain in the ass with refunds. So, as far as I know, as someone who's never bought their products, I'm going to assume it's okay because it would be a bigger story if it wasn't. And yeah, but the story here is, once again, another delay. Could this be a delay in the pursuit of perfection because they are known for their quality? So I've never taken away the quality from their products, but man, can they not set a time frame for their products to save their life?
This is classic marketing HR folk. Well, just marketing, not HR. But like, I know you want to get people excited, but god damn, have you never learned to under promise and over deliver? You gotta really set expectations. And whoever's running this whole shit should be like, all right, what are the possibilities of things that could delay us? You go through all the variables, and whoever's doing these things for that company is doing them such a disservice. Like, you should be like, yeah, no, you know what? Say 2026 and then be like, boom, surprise, 2025. Like, be the company that does that, not the ones like, oh, if we push everyone as hard as possible, we'll get it out by this. No, 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 no. You're fucking yourselves, making yourself look stupid. God damn, get yourself a PM who knows what he's doing and deliver the shit when it needs to be delivered. They obviously weren't super specific. They're 1%. All right, to your point, what is that 1% holding them up? Something specific is holding them up. I would love to know what it is, but I didn't even realize they were making this console, I'll be honest. And I think I messaged you. I know I messaged Celia and a few others, like their duo, the pocket thing. I'm honestly looking at it because I was like, you know what? I'm taking a train.
Well, no,
Work a lot.
the Duo is their TurboGrafx 16 console, which actually, shockingly enough,
What's the
is
handheld? The pocket, I
the
mean.
Pocket. Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'll get a pocket. I'll get a Ever, or what are they called?
EverDrive.
The
Yeah.
EverDrive, and just play a shit ton of games like on the train. Because I've heard nothing but good quality, and it looks good quality. Uh, just haven't pulled the trigger yet. It's not even like it's crazy expensive, but I just haven't done it. I did not realize they were making this N64 4K shit. I'm actually amazed. We just got done talking about Nintendo that they're able to do this because they're
I,
claiming every single game from the N64, every original N64 game is compatible with this.
I hope, because
How?
compatibility is a big problem actually with the Duo that they've released. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're, combining the Hue cards along with the CD drive system, but the emulation's kind of not amazing on that Duo. It's kind of like their first miss. Now, it's like a good thing for someone without the original hardware, and it's a turbo, it's a niche market anyway. But a niche market like that's going to expect perfection. So, the N64 you can probably get away with way more, normal people are going to be buying that thing. So, who's to say? Like, it could be a thing where until you see it, like, it could be compatible, but what's the quality of that emulation going to be too? Because if
But
some things are
but I want
choppy,
to be clear. If you read their thing, entirely new generation analog hardware featuring 3D OS, engineered entirely in FPGA, no emulation. So it's not supposed. There's supposed to be zero emulation here. I know. I'm just saying what they're saying. If they claim no emulation and they put it there, that's one of those things that will be a very big, like, when this is released. If it's clear it is emulation and not whatever, you can't put that there like that on your site. That's false advertising.
oh yeah,
You're open for lawsuits.
the second there's one thing that isn't compatible, oh, the shitstorm. And FPGA, hardware
Yeah.
emulation is emulation. I don't fucking care. Use your fancy terminology however you want. It's still emulation. God damn it. Even if it is hardware based.
I mean, between us, you're obviously the more N64 guy. If this was like, all right, say Sandy surprised you, got this for you, would you be excited for it or be like, why'd you do this?
It'll be both. I'd be excited for it, but I'd be like, I really don't need this.
I was
I'd
gonna
probably
say,
be
other than for the page, when was the last time you popped on an N64 game?
you know what? The only time my N64 really gets used at this point is when I have people over who don't have this wall of autism behind me, and they go, "Oh shit! Like, this game from my childhood. I want to play." And we pop it in, we play it for like an hour, have some fun, and then it just sits there again for another year. It's been a long fucking time since I played my N64.
If you had it compatible with your current TVs and it was good. You think you would use it more or not really?
You know, so right back there in that box right there is a deal on Amazon for the Atari 7800 Plus. So it's another FPGA system. It was down to like $60. It was a hell of a deal. So I was like, you know what? It plays 7800 games. It plays 2600 games. I hopped right on it and shit like that. Because $60, what's that? That's a night out for me. Doesn't fucking matter. Still in the box, still sealed. Haven't opened it up yet to test it. And I love my Atari, but I'm just like, I still just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
There's so much other shit I
Okay.
need to do that's like, I would love to use it and like give it a good whirl and, test it out or make a video for the page or something. But it's just like, I got to get the motivation for it. And it's like right
I hear
now,
you.
breaking it out and playing, like I can play River Raid on my phone. Like, I don't need to break it out to play Space Invaders or a bad version of Pac-Man. It is what it is.
Jim, could part of this be because you are just so right wing and obsessed with Souls like that you can't look to the past anymore?
Right. I mean, you know me. Once I got sucked into Elden Ring, it's all I played for 3 years. That's why I beat it 4 times and totally haven't given up after 20 hours. I just keep
all
playing.
10 hours you've been into it?
I put 20 hours in.
Uh, so do you want to express what your girl has said recently?
So, I mean, she comes up a lot. Good old Alyssa Mercante. So she has made the news once again with a tweet that went decently viral, where she says, the proliferation of Souls-likes can be directly correlated to an increase in right-wing ideologies in nerd subculture. Don't add me. Can she ever not state anything aggressively? It's worked out well for her before. It's worked out in the past.
I mean,
Her,
here's the
qual-
deal.
her quality of
The
life
don't
has
at
only
me.
increased.
I hate the term the don't at me. It's like if you're gonna say that, then just turn off comments, right? Like, or only have people you follow. Like that to state it like that. Here's the deal.
No.
As someone
Never,
who
never
loves
turn off replies. Never turn off
well,
replies.
no.
Just mute
What
the
I'm saying
conversation.
is like that's but that's my point, right? When you say don't at me, what you're saying is at me, engage, right? Like
Right.
you know what she's doing. And then she went on a tirade after that to say, anyone saying what about COD isn't realizing that video games fractured into two dominant male groups, alpha jock FPS gamers and beta get good Souls players. The latter is much more intrinsically tied to pseudo intellectual fascist ideologies, the former, hoorah nationalism. Then she says, I'm not even touching the weeb gotcha shit. I admittedly avoid it and don't know too much about it, but would definitely entertain some combos. I don't know what she means by the weeb gotcha shit. And then
It's
she
a
says,
version of
finally,
it's Japanese centric games that are like gotcha games. They're very, it's like random loot based, kind of like addictive. It's sort of like a lot of mobile games. What the fuck is that? Really popular one. I'll look it up. You keep talking.
okay. And then finally, she said, I like Elden Ring and FPS games, guys, but the last year plus of game trailers at major events has been Souls like and gotcha shit, and it's telling. So, yeah, without knowing gotcha shit, listen, I like someone who throws a crazy idea or argument out there. This reads like someone like she's probably a little high and she threw an idea out there. There has been, we've said COD and FPS have kind of like zombies ruled movies and shows. FPS has definitely come and like, wow, like with COD, then the battle royale style really took over. Souls like definitely, I wouldn't say dominates, but like every time from software game comes out, you're like, well, that's going to be the thing, right? Like that style of game. Um, to say it's correlated to an increase in right wing ideologies, I'm just trying to understand what, like, I truly not trying to criticize her. I want to know What part of that type of game makes her think that's tied to right wing ideology?
So, right now, I mean, the comments are flooded and shit like that. But the
There's so
earlier,
many.
yeah. So the earlier comments is basically the people who agree with her no matter what, who are like,
Sure.
"Oh, I hate to admit it, but I can kind of see it." It basically comes down to the get good mentality that they associate it with the pulling yourself by the bootstrap stuff that you see in right wing culture. I think that was like the long and short of it.
Okay.
And also that the way that like hardcore Souls players who like we know how we have the conversation every like 4 months or so when there's like a viral article, it's like why Dark Souls needs a difficulty slider, and then it becomes that thing of like should it be have the difficulty slider or should it just be respect the art that they want to intend to have. They're saying that by not having difficulty options, you're limiting accessibility, which is a right wing thing where you say, well, that's your problem if you can't play a game
Okay.
that's that hard. That's what the arguments basically come down to.
You know what? Okay. That makes more sense. You and I have talked about this. I would say, obviously, we've been friends long enough to know before shit got super crazy politically. Um, the joke with all of our friends was the term the pussification of America. And it was like a joke. It's not really a joke. It's kind of like become a thing. It's interesting that that's automatically tied to right wing. I can see what you're saying, like the mentality, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Yeah, if you're not good at the game, too bad. Fuck you. Get good. Like, okay, those things I guess I see. Like, and that mentality from the From Software group is very much that mentality. I was kind of shocked too that she used the Souls likes as a comparison, but I like how she said, like, what about COD?
Well, that's what a lot
COD
of people
is
said to
more,
her. That's why
yeah,
she said
and
that.
COD
Yeah.
is definitely more the nationalism, the hoorah, like meathead ish. And
And COD also got big, what, 7 years, like COD 4, like when it really took
COD
off.
4 blew up, and then
7
Modern
years after
2
9/11,
made it.
a
Yeah,
whole different
Modern
world.
2. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 took it to a trajectory that was like, holy shit. And then it, like, I felt like it always stayed consistent, but it died down. And then with Warzone and the battle royale style, it's back. Just like how she even said, the alpha jack FPS gamers and beta get good Souls play.
That is a pretty good line. That's pretty fucking funny.
Like, I actually love that.
I mean,
I truly love it.
there's some good shit talking going on here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if what you're saying is true, is what she's saying fully false? Like,
If you
I
look at
don't
it,
know if there's a direct correlation. I don't know.
well, the funny part is too during like the earlier parts of the comment section. Obviously, she has a very left leaning audience that follows her,
Sure.
and they're like, hey man, like I kind of see what you're saying, but can you not lump me in with right wing people? Like I fucking love the Souls games, and like I'm in the Thought Cops Discord, and that is a whole Discord of very left leaning people, and they all fucking love the Souls games. So I see the argument she's making here. I think she's doing a lot of mental gymnastics to get to a point for a reaction. And I'm not even saying she's entirely wrong either. But eventually it's the thing where it's like, yeah, but these are just really good games that everyone's copying at this point. It's one of the new hotnesses. Is it?
Jim, is it that, or is it maybe a good sign that maybe the people you think you oppose, you're not that much different from? That the ideology of people, because I was going to agree with you. I think most people who are really into Souls games probably left leaning. I'm just going to go out on an assumption there. And yes, they share the same mentality that people use politically of the right. Get good, just stop bitching about it, do the work, and you'll get your reward. They're both saying the same thing, but at a different end of the spectrum, right? Like,
Right.
so is that a good thing? Are we all saying the same thing, Jim?
You know what the funniest thing, Bry, is like before when Souls really first started taking off, who was like the biggest advocate for the games and the genre, and really still is. One James Stephanie Sterling. You're hard pressed to find like a bigger fan of the Souls genre and like anything from FromSoft than they are. All right, I'm going to go on a limb here. I don't think that's a right wing person, Brian.
Or is it? Is that the trick?
They do like pro wrestling, so ooh, there's seeds. There's seeds.
I mean, you tell me. I mean, here's the deal. This also, this is the problem with like, God forbid you have an opinion on a game and you think automatically your opinion of gaming is tied directly to your political affiliation. They're not one and the same. You don't universally put it across the board. I just, like I said, I looked at it and I went, she must have just been high and threw that out there. that was my thing. I didn't even think it was the worst take in the world. I think it's a her take, and it's on par with her usual takes, right? Like this wasn't out of the norm, but it blew up, obviously.
Oh
So
yeah.
I just love the alpha jock FPS gamers and beta get good Souls players. So from now on, that's what I'm going to use every time for that. I'll be like, yeah, COD is better.
I mean, yeah, because it was funny because like obviously Twitter guy, I'm the one who sees all this shit, and at first I was like, I'm gonna wait, here, because at first I thought she was just kind of like glomming on to like how like the Lords of the Fallen guy like had hopped on the right wing wagon to like get a lot of hype around his new game and shit like that. Like he joined up with like the Grumses of the world and shit like that, or how they were trying to drag in the fucking I get Kingdom Come Deliverance and be like, yeah, this guy's on our side until he was eventually like, dude, I'm not. You guys are fucking nuts. Like, go away. So really,
Mm-hmm.
besides like a handful of developers who like didn't make anything that great in general beforehand and like did it for attention, I don't see a lot of people like being like, oh yeah, like I've always like Souls, that's gotta be right wing. But yeah, I mean, if you're going at it truly from like the get good mentality and the bootstrap shit, it's like, yeah, it's a similar ideology, but like that can apply to other things without being tied to someone's politics too. Like you were basically
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. I it's a stretch.
I'm
I do
sure
like.
I'm sure left wing people are at their jobs going, this guy doesn't fucking do anything.
I'm saying that mentality of like, too bad, suck it up. I think most people in some avenue of your life, you can agree with it, and you don't have to be right wing to it. Just feel that way. So it's interesting. Um, but yeah, nice to get a break from the her and the lawsuit shit. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah, definitely nice to see a break from the lawsuit. And really, there have been no updates to the lawsuit anyway. So, you know what? She got her name out there again, but an interesting topic and little mental gymnastics. It's like, all right, can kind of see it.
Well, Jim, speaking of lawsuits, this next boy goes by at Mushies, and I'm going to have his little trailer here. He put your beloved bullshit card game, Balatro, into Melee, and he
No
basically made a
bullshit,
mod.
perfection. But go on.
It was a flash in the pan. He basically put a skin over Mr. Game and Watch, made a mod for it. I thought all was good. You look at the trailer, you're like, that looks pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie. And he had it at his newly created Patreon. Well, guess what? A lot of people started freaking out on this motherfucker, and we're like, yo, it's you made a cool mod, but to put it behind a paywall for IPs of Nintendo and Balatro and charge people $10 is pretty fucked up. So he fairly quickly rescinded within a day, was like, I've removed the membership tiers from my Patreon. I had received too much harassment, numerous insults, and quite a few DMs telling me to kill myself, among other nasty things. So then he made it. But here's the deal. The amount of people that tagged Nintendo, Balatro, and all these people are like, yo, this dude is illegally using your IPs to make money. As much as I hate Nintendo, I don't like that this dude was charging people for it. It is super fucking impressive. I'm going to say that, like, without having played it. Like, you'll see as I have the trailer going. he does the cards, the little multipliers as you're hitting them. He uses the little like gesture. Like it looks good, but fuck, man, you got to be smarter to know you can't just use those things and then charge people. I don't know. What was your take on this, Jim?
So the thing that when it first came across my timeline, it was someone quote tweeting it and being like, pay artists for their art. It was that argument, and I was like, oh, okay, what's all this about? And so you dig into the threads and all the offshoot threads and the quote tweets and huge argument. The gamers, Brian, the gamers are riled up, and that's why this is a gamers mad because it's two camps, like you were saying. There's a camp that's sitting there and going, this guy put in hard work. What are you saying? The people who don't do hard work shouldn't be, compensated for their work that they do? Then there's the other camp that goes, this is a mod of existing IPs. Why are you charging for this? All mods should be free. Fuck paying for mods. Basically along those lines. And the way that his mods or his Patreon was set up is basically what you already touched on. You had to join his Patreon in order to get access to it. Now, I don't follow the modding community all that much. All I see are these little blow ups happen here and there. So, again, if I get anything wrong on this, won't be the first time. I don't care. Fuck yourselves. But two, most modders that I've seen that don't like directly license from a company, or like, how like Xbox had their whole modding licensing program and Skyrim did theirs with Bethesda and shit like that. Most of them who want to be compensated will set up a Patreon in the form of a tip jar and
Yeah.
then just put all the mods out there for free. So it's like, you know what? I think that's the smart way to do it. I think that's the way that you avoid getting fucking raked by the IP owners.
Mhm.
So if someone really likes your work and they want to see more, then you do it and you just put it out there as a fan project. Not like Nintendo won't shut down fan shit anyway. So no matter what, Nintendo can get wind of this very easily and fuck this guy up. You don't need to be tagging them for this to happen. Where this guy's fucking up, though, is paywalling basically two different sets of other people's intellectual property. And again, I'm not going to corpo dick suck over here, but it's like, man, you can't just slap the Jimbo from Balatro into fucking Smash and expect it to go over easily.
Well, but my other problem
Especially when
is
you're dealing with
like
the Smash community, which is like one of the craziest fucking fan bases out there, too.
I also the developer local thunk or whatever it was for Balatro, like people are like, oh, but this guy support his art. Like, yeah, but what about the guys who made that game? They made that IP. They made that shit. Like, they're kind of getting fucked. Like,
Yeah, totally.
they're the ones who should be getting paid for it. So,
Oh, Balacho would kill to be in Smash. Don't get me like, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, and dude, it's impressive as shit. It's the same way as like I think of it like when you play, I don't know, like any new WWE game and there's the creator wrestler that you can just download. Like some dudes are just, that's their lives, obviously. They're amazing. They make it better than some of the wrestlers that are in the game.
Oh, a lot of the
But
time.
like imagine if they fucking charged you for it. It's like that's not how that works. To your point, do a tip jar, do something else. The guy has obviously already fixed it, but I'm like, yeah, I know he put a ton of time into it, but dude, if it's not your original content, you can't be charging people for it. And it's just that simple. Like maybe it's just a simple fuck up. I have no idea who this guy is. I don't know how old he is. He could just be a young kid who just fucked around and was like, oh shit, this blew up. Because that got like how many 13 million views since August 21st. So it blew up on him really quick.
Oh yeah.
I always fucking hate though the fact that he was getting harassment and death threats. Come on, guys. Who the fuck is death threatening someone for a mod? That's too extreme as well. Let me just say that as well.
That's the internet. That is the internet. And it's like here, real quick point to the people who are like, oh, so artists shouldn't be compensated for their art. Look,
When it's their art, yes, they should.
they should. And I'm not going to take away from the work the guy put in. The sprite looks very nice. The sound effects that he did customized, great. He picked the right cards and made it, Balatro themed or Balatro, however you fucking say it. But he didn't, besides a skin swap, he didn't do that much. Now, it's no work that I could do. It's nothing that I could pull off. I'm not about to say that because everyone's like, why don't you fucking do it? Shut the hell up. That's not the point. But he made a skin. That's at the end of the day, he made a skin. He didn't make a new character. He didn't change any gameplay mechanics. He just put a new skin on Game and Watch. Did a great job with it. But the whole, well, what are you taking away from his art for? It's like, when do you
No, you're
consider
not.
it art
Yeah.
too? Like, is this art? Is just a skin art?
And he put animations. Like I said, we are not diminishing way more work than you and I could have ever done. He had to create sprites for all the thing. Like, he put in the work. But let's be honest. And he even put in sounds. He had a template and an IP to pull from. He didn't come up with it on his own. That's the problem. That's all.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the most he did was maybe make the body because the heads were already there. So he made the body around the sprite. Cool. And again, with the animations, blah, 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 blah. But it's like anyone who's like grossly over defending this too, it's like, yeah, but in the grand scheme of like the crazy modding community, do you do that much? Is a mod like this where it's a skin and some sound effects worth $10?
no one has talked more shit on Nintendo on this podcast than me. It's not about Nintendo. Once again, I feel more bad for Balatro and their developers to be like, yeah, they would love to like have their IP in there. They deserve some credit for that, just for that alone. But people are fucked, Jim, and I think that's what leads us into our normie view about the current state of folks. And I want you to set the stage for me because I've watched the videos, both of them, and I want you to set the stage.
Right? Did you
for what
watch
you're
the
asking me.
full video?
Her sections, I did. I'll say
Okay.
that. I skipped around a little bit because it was a tough watch. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna be honest. It was a tough watch.
I
felt
watched the whole
cringy,
goddamn thing. I watched all 40 minutes of it.
It hurt my soul. I'm just gonna say that watching a lot of it. But go on.
All right, Brian. Well, there is. Oh God, this fucking thumbnail. God, the thumbnail for the video is just why that face for the thumbnail. But so there is a channel out there called Provo's Most Eligible, and this is a Mormon-based channel with a new dating show called 20 Mormons Blind Date. And this was originally uploaded about a month ago on July the 18th, 2025. Completely off my radar for a while until dear friend of the page, Joe from Scarlet Sprites, brought it to my attention, showed me how much attention this one tweet was getting, and said, "This is a good normie view." To which I said, "Fuck." So, in the video, it's been tweeted, it's a clipped version. Basically, it's in the TikTok format. So, saying by a creator called Fearbuck, saying she was way too cool for any of these guys. It sits currently at 96 or 97.6 million views, 22,000 retweets, 238,000 likes, 39,000 bookmarks, Brian. 10,000 replies. And in this video, it's a simple little 56-second clip of a girl named Riley. A girl who's on the show, and there is a whole group of Mormon guys on one side, Mormon girls on the other side, and one of the singles will stand up, plead their case, and then the other side can decide who wants to stand up and talk to them more for a potential date. So this girl, Riley, goes up there, talks about herself, says she's into getting into scuba, loves theme parties, has a little bit of a lisp to her, and she gives her spiel. They cut to the guys. No one stands up, no acknowledgement. She sits down. Bit of a brutal watch. So there is now we live in a day of context notes, Twitter notes, where they say the video is altered from the original to not show the curtain separating the two groups. So, Bri, what were your
Can I
thoughts?
say how amazing that is, by the way? When people bitched, listen, not a fan of Elon for other reasons, but can we admit his changes to shit like that are crucial because when you first watch a video, you think they're staring directly at this chick and you go, that is fucking brutal. And then you read that and you go, oh, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, like, yeah, like, no, that is very important to put context. We know how much shit can be edited. And we put, I'm featuring obviously no audio, but you're seeing the video as you see it on Twitter. But if you look in our links below, you can watch the full if you want to watch 45 minutes. I don't suggest you watch for 45 minutes. I watch bits and enough of it. Um, I didn't even know until I clicked on the full video that the dudes were Mormon too. Because there's
they're all
no
Mormon.
indication.
All Mormon.
There's no indication from the tweet that these are all more, even all the girls are Mormon. I thought it was this girl Riley was like a single Mormon on a dating thing, like the context. So then when I realized, oh, everyone's Mormon, okay. And when you watch a context, regardless of how the dudes look, because some of them are fucking ridiculous looking, they're all very awkward. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. They're very awkward, and it makes sense.
Is there an inbreeding thing with the Mormons? Like, there's something.
Jim,
at least
we
half
have
of the people on this show, Brian, definitely they got clipped. All right, they got some shrapnel.
They did. And you and I have a friend who's not a Quaker, but he's from Quakertown because there's a big difference there. But you know what? It gave off the same vibes. You can,
when we first
you can
met
tell these types of people. It is what it is.
There's a sheltered religious vibe.
Sheltered, yes. Like it's not their fault. They just are very shy, sheltered. So with that context, you realize I don't think these guys necessarily didn't stand up because of what she said. I think it's because they're all super fucking awkward and shy. She was very like the most Mormon of the Mormon girls. I'll say that. She like, and as you said, the list doesn't help. What she said though, I was like, oh, dude, she sounds awesome. But also, I was like, yeah, these dudes are probably just too lazy. She's basically like, yo, I'm going to Australia. I'm scuba diving. I'm skydiving. Like, who wants to go on adventures? They're probably like, and knowing the Mormon faith, you kind of want someone who's more just going to be at home doing wife and motherly things. And this show is dedicated to Mormons who are looking for a wife. So she probably sounds too adventurous for a lot of these guys. So putting it in that context, I get it. Still broke my heart seeing that Twitter because like just a Twitter clip, you're like, oh, this poor girl. And you realize she like went first because you have no idea. Like she literally like went first and did that.
Of everyone, and girls and guys, she went first.
You're like, like what that brings up is Jim, you and I had very different growing ups, I'll say, with the opposite
dating, yes.
But I feel like you didn't experience the always shooting your shot. I feel like you waited later in life to really
it took me a while before I was just, I just got to start going it out there. And like there was one night at a bar, I mean, I dated a girl for a couple weeks after just going to a bar and basically asking every girl out there to dance, and eventually one said yes. Like, there is something to say for just going out there and being like, no? All right, good. Fuck it. Next one. Like, there's something to be said there. And it's like, here's the thing with this girl. And like, even when you watch the actual video, it makes it better when you realize there's a curtain there and they can't see her. It's still a tough watch.
Because she is a very awkward, you know what it is? She's the girl from American Pie before you find out she's a freak. She's like, and there's one time at band camp, like,
you never got to the flute. You never got to the flute.
She is the nerd. She is the Millhouse version of a girl. That's what it is. She's a nerd, but you know what? She's a very sweet,
seems like a sweetheart,
like kind-hearted. Like, just I want to do that. Like, and you know what it is? When people are like that, I think they show a vulnerability that makes other people insecure. That's what it is. Like those dudes were like, oh fuck, she's like putting herself out there. Like she said she loves like themed parties. Like
I was just about to say, I wonder how many heard I like theme parties and every guy just went, oh fuck.
That's what it is. Like
here's the thing. No guy likes theme parties.
No, but
It's
also
a thing
like,
we do. We deal with it. We'll play along. No one wants to do
Jim,
a
this
theme
would
party.
honestly be the equivalent of if you went up there and you're like, well, I just finished like Star Trek and I have a collection of games. And
Yeah,
like, if you were truly up there putting up your best hobbies, that not trying to impress people, but just saying,
just
this
being
is what
yourself.
I like.
Yep.
That's what I liked about her. I was like, dude, she's just up there. She's unabashedly not trying to do anything other than just say, this is what I truly like. Those dudes weren't for it, obviously. And I
There
think
were some
also,
comments, just to cut you off real quick. There were some
yeah,
comments that are like, "Oh, well, now girls know what it feels like when guys talk about their hobbies."
well, that was the other part of this, right? I felt like she got what the average guy gets. I've had this debate with many friends of mine that are girls. I said, the dating scene is infinitely easier for girls. You could walk in a bar or any place, get 10 times the amount of numbers, regardless of looks. You will just get more attraction and look and whatever. What she just went through is what the average guy goes through. That just bland. And like I said, when you said when there's a curtain there, feel bad for her, but like, man, context truly is everything. And it's
And
like,
like
yeah,
later in the
she was
episode,
what, third or fourth to be picked? Like, there was a
no,
lot of other girls
she
to
didn't
be
get picked.
picked. She didn't. I thought she did
Nope,
by the middle.
nope. She got eliminated.
Then did she? Oh, she got eliminated. That's what it was. I thought she got picked.
Nope. No, I think her and one other girl, and then two guys got. So four people got eliminated from this first round. So, and there was like, and like later on, and she, bless her heart, she kept popping up for a lot of these questions and stuff like that. And when guys were putting himself out there, and one question's like, "What's the funniest thing that happened to you lately?" And she talked about this party that they had, and then they pretended they were witches, and they put a hex on a girl, and she just started laughing. It was just like, "Oh, you sweet nerdy thing." It's like
She is the
is
ultimate nerd.
this is not the
And
place for you, unfortunately. Like you're on shitty dating show on YouTube. Like she's a victim of
no,
circumstance in this, basically. And it's funny too, because like there's two guys who got eliminated, and there's one really like obnoxious, like kind of overly confident in himself, but very like, oh, but dude. And like, he went up for a lot of girls and he didn't get it either. No outrage for that guy for being, but he came off kind of douchey too. I hate that I watched this whole goddamn thing. Just sidebar, but I got sucked in.
I
But yeah,
mean,
it's was kind of a microcosm of what dating's like, though. It's like that's why you kind of can't fully put yourself out there at first. That's the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, I want someone who's like honest and puts himself out there," and it's kind of just like,
they don't.
"Do you? Do you?"
No, because as I said, like, you can find that on each side of the sexes of like, if you come up and you're too direct or open or vulnerable, it can make others feel very disconcerting. But like, if you do it in a way that's confident, and the thing is, she was doing it, but you could tell she wasn't confident, right? Like,
No.
and that's the thing. Like, as a guy, you can go up and say, like, dude, I have a fucking wall of games that will blow your pants off. And if you say it in a confident enough way and you mean it, that can have results. But if you're like, I really like Sonic, you're gonna be like, oh fuck. That's kind of what she did. And yeah, it was rough to watch. Like, whoever set that up, they clearly interviewed everyone and they knew it. And they're like, we're putting her first. And that's
They knew the
fucked up.
show they were doing.
It
Yep.
is just, it's just fucked up. I mean, she'll clearly find someone, like she is a sweetheart, someone who wants to adventure with people. She'll find someone. And those dudes are just as goofy. That's the thing. Those dudes were just as fucking goofy as her. So yeah, watch the whole video if you want to cringe. Maybe drink every time you feel a little cringy. I don't know what else to say. It's I feel for her, but you know what? Like, sometimes you got to put yourself out there. And if you're agreeing to be on an internet show like this, like, yeah, I don't know. That's the same. I can't get enough of the pop the balloon dating thing. Like you watch those clips and they're fucking brutal.
Oh my God. Or the one where like they just have the unveil the curtain. You can hit the button the second you don't want to be there.
Oh,
And
that too.
sometimes
Yeah, like
the guy just will want guy or the girl will just turn around and see it and be like, bonk. Like, what the fuck? Or like, yeah, they have the nice conversation and then they turn around and one of them is a big old fat fatso and they immediately get the button. It's like,
but as much as
as
it's painful to watch, it's also like, how about we be real about everyone's opinions about everything, right? Like that is exposing what most dudes go through.
yeah. And even that's the dating scene in general. Obviously, like I
Yeah.
said, I'll agree it's easier for girls. But they
There's
still got
it's
to
not even a debate.
they
Not
still
even
got
a debate.
no, of course not. But they still got to look somewhat presentable when they go out there. You know, they still have well, now they don't need to have a personality. But
Yeah, yeah. Like
yeah, now they don't need a personality. Just looks somewhat
I'm
good.
sa- I'm
Still get some
saying,
attraction.
yeah. It's not equal playing field. That's all I'm gonna say. When it comes to the dating scene, and if you wanted to go out and find a potential partner, it's not equal. That's all.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've never been on the side that's being thrown stuff at me the entire night. Let's just say that way.
Jim,
I could have worded that better.
I'm
There's a lot of things I could have worded better tonight. This is quite the night.
I'm just gonna call you Riley from now.
Quite the night.
But Jim, how did your sour beer treat you?
It's delightful, Brian. Smooth, crisp, went right down the old gullet. Tasty. And Brian, I actually put a last minute 11th hour little topic up here just because another normie view. It was a thing that people have been talking about all day on the Twitter sphere today. And it hits a little close to home. So I think you'll enjoy this one. So, Brian, what is your knowledge about the recent shift for people into beef tallow?
Shift is in people using it more.
Yeah. Basically saying no more seed oils, no more how people normally cook, only beef tallow all the time, kind of thing like that.
You know me, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of extremists in any sense. Do I think there's uh legitimacy in saying get away from seed oils? Probably not enough where like I'm one of those people like, oh my god, it's the worst thing in the world. I myself only use like avocado, uh extra virgin, or yeah, maybe sometimes tallows, but I've also made my own tallow because I cook enough fucking brisket and you make a shit ton of fat and literally all you have to do is cook it down. But I don't swear by it. I'm not like one of those like, oh, what was this cooked in? I think it is healthier overall, and I think getting away from processed shit is an obvious, like whoever would argue that is ridiculous. It's the same way like I grew up with margarine in my house. I don't know if you had that.
Um, fucking, what the country crock? Is that margarine or is that just
I
butter?
think so. Yeah. Yeah. Like a butter substitute. Tastes just like butter. Like all that shit, that's vegetable oil. That's horse shit that's in it. And I used it all the time. Tastes great. But guess what? As I grew up, I was like, oh yeah, that stuff's really bad. Like, so I am a strong, like, I go just to butter on stuff.
Oh, a buttery spread, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's vegetable oil and other types of oils and shit.
Plant butter. Yes.
It's dirt cheap, but like, yeah, no, I'm a believer in like certain things like my coffee creamer. I try to not get the shit with all the bullshit and just have straight cream, just like
Or
straight
just
up cream.
drink it black like a man.
No, but that's just then you gave up on life. If you do that, you're the most bitter person in the world. If you don't like a little bit of little something, you're just like, I hate life. I might as well just my drink should reflect me, and I hate everything.
Moving on.
But no, I'm saying so in general. Um, beef tallow is in and of itself. It's like it's not that is the healthy thing. but it is healthier to me than a lot of the bullshit vegetable oils or whatever. Like I don't cook shit. Like I'll use extra virgin olive oil if I happen to fry something up, like a chicken cutlet or something. Like just none of it's healthy, but there is a healthier option, right? Like
Yep.
so, yeah, that's how I feel. Like with the tallow, it's kind of like all the fucking carnivore diets and this diet and that diet. Sure. Most of the time it's once you cut out a lot of processed shit, you realize your body feels better. But I don't think eliminating all the other stuff is good or bad. So
All right. With that out of the way, so there is a restaurant in the Philadelphia area, so right up our alley, called
uh-huh.
Tallow. They're on their Twitter page. They say we fry old school with 100% grass-fed beef tallow, zero seed oils, 100% flavor. We make everything from scratch, including ketchup, fixing fast food. And they recently got popular through a tweet thread that they have since deleted. And this all blew up as of 2 days ago, but really started to hit the shit today, where they say, for the past 7 months, I've been doing all that I can to make this restaurant successful. Maybe our food isn't good, but we bring in around $50 to $125 per day being open for 7 to 8 hours. It's understandable, it's unsustainable, and I have my first child on the way. I've poured every penny I have into this, thinking people would want a restaurant that serves everything that's made from scratch, including sauces, ketchup, etc. Avoiding seed aisles, high fructose corn syrup, fillers, preservatives, and more, and still being affordable to today's standards. So you start to say to yourself, huh, all right. So why is this getting so popular, so shared around? What's going on here? So, Bry, if when you hear something like this, what kind of storefront would you be expecting?
Standalone store, maybe downtown, at a minimum, its own shop somewhere in a nicer area.
Indeed, that's the first thing on my mind. You would
Yeah.
almost maybe even think, at the very least, a storefront in a renting terminal, which, for anyone who doesn't
Yeah.
know what that is, obviously outside the area, it is a huge indoor farmers market kind of deal that's hugely famous in the Philly area, where you go there knowing you're spending a little more, but the quality is going to be a little bit better. That's the kind of the trade off. Brian, what if I were to tell you that this tallow restaurant was located inside of a shop, right? Inside of a shopping mall by the airport that is also sharing a shopping mall with a Wingstop, a Popeyes, a Wendy's, a Raising Cane's, and a Burger King. Now, Brian, far be it from me to say anything about what the price of quality beef tallow would be, but let's do a little look in here, shall we? At the menu of sorts. Now, remember, inside inside of a ShopRite, which for those of you out there who do not have a ShopRite, it's, think of an Acme, think of a Giant, think of even a thriftway shopping bag even. It's an in-between kind of, you know, one of these little department deli food store kind of deals. So, the menu, right, for the cheapest sandwich on the menu per se, made of 100%. First off, everyone just assumed, dog, you're selling hot hamburgers and beef tallow and you're charging this much? No, 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 no. No hamburgers.
No.
Just chicken.
Nope.
Only chicken.
Just chicken.
Steak?
Yep.
No steak. Just chicken. Any other meat? No meat. Just chicken.
Just
So,
chicken.
it's a chicken restaurant where the cheapest sandwich that comes with no drink and no fries by the airport in their area of Philadelphia is their Nashville hot chicken sandwich for the low economic price of $12, Brian. Or you can even get a snack size of hand breaded chicken tenders. We all love tendies. Who doesn't love a good tendy? Cooked, deep fried in beef tallow, the healthy alternative? Who would not want to pay for that? And Bri, you can get two delicious beef tendies for the low, low price of $8.
The one
Now
I'm
remember,
looking at the menu, Jim, just so you know, is saying $10.
oh, really? They upped it.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, inflation, baby.
But yeah, like to your point, the prices are outrageous. And he's trying to cook food the right way, the good way, the whatever way. Where it's at, dude, it's just as simple. Just like where I work, I'm downtown Philly. They converted this underground area that connects the SEPTA station for a couple blocks. It's called the Gallery, and they wanted to bring in high end shops to that area. Guess what? A lot of them had to close very soon after. People in that area do not have that kind of money. They're trying to attract a certain people that make crazy money and can do that. Guess what? That's just not people that live there. And to your point, somebody has, and I'll probably throw this on there too. They show where this like ShopRite is, and you already said Popeyes, Wingstop, Wendy's, all this stuff, Raising Cane's, like Burger King. Yeah, dude, it's the same way. Like acai bowls are big in California, but they're not big in Philly for a reason. Like that would be a great place in California. That would be a great place next to some other health crazed place. So it's just crazy to me that this guy's acting shocked. Now he pulled his tweets. I don't even know if he has a Twitter anymore, to be honest, because everyone
it's still there.
So everything I click on that's a link to him, he must have got rid of.
They're all going back to that original thread, but yeah, he's still at tallow __.
Okay, he's still
yeah. And apparently right now his entire stock has been sold out since this is all as of 3 hours ago.
Good.
Doing a lot of orders and shit like that. But there's also another thing, much like with the Alicia Mercante Dark Souls thing. It's also become a heavily politicized little tweet out there because God forbid something not be. Because basically the standing is that anyone who's super freaky into tallow is only on the Robert Kennedy Make America Healthy Again side, must be right wing, and he also started saying that he's looking into accepting Bitcoins, and everyone's saying he just wanted to start a Bitcoin scam to save a shitty business and stuff like that.
Stop politicizing everything. Can a guy just make a really dumb business decision to start something that might be good, might be great food? I think no one would disagree if you had the preference of having high fructose corn syrup in your stuff. Would you want to get rid of it? Would you want to get rid of sugar? Would you want to get rid of seed oil? I don't think anyone would argue that's a bad thing to get rid of those things. Choosing where you start that place is a big part of a business decision. So, no, it doesn't have to be right wing or Robert Kennedy tied. Just like, hey, smoking's bad for you. Is that a particular political opinion, or is that just we can accept that's true? So good for him. Glad he was able to sell it out. Stop politicizing shit like games, like you, Jim, you beta get good crowd, Souls crowd. But yeah, damn. Maybe I'll try that place out. I don't know. We'll see.
My favorite part too right now is, let me see where this is. Let's see where this no shit, dude. So I used to work the fucking post office I worked at.
Yeah.
Right across from that shopping center. I've been to that Wendy's that's in there 1,000 times. So I know that area. I worked there for 6 months. Ain't no one go down there going to a fucking ShopRite for some fucking $12 beef tallow sandwiches. All right. So like anyone out there who like saw this whole tweet thread and just went, wait, it's surrounded by all this? You don't even know the extent of the area you're talking about and how much something like this is so a bad idea for where the fuck it is. But yeah, it is hilarious that I used to work down there.
Well, it sounds like we need to make a trip, Jim, for your memories and for our health.
Man, is that Chinese buffet still down there? That Chinese buffet fucking rolled.
Damn it, Jim. That's not good for you.
Well, now I can wash it down some beef tallow and I will be healthy, Brian. And I'll pay with it with some goddamn shit coins, all right?
Speaking of healthy and things that taste good, I would recommend this pretzel beer if it's local to you or if you're able to get it. It's the first time we've seen it this year coming out. It's stronger, 7.5%. It's not weak, and you probably don't want to go through more. I've only seen them in these big boy cans, so it's not, I don't know if it comes in smaller sizes. 2 was more than enough for me for tonight. But yeah, Chambers, I hope you're excited for eventually I'm going to set up the Oktoberfest drinking-a-thon for us. But with that, guys, we want to say thank you all so much for listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the notification bell, hit subscribe, leave us some comments. And if you're listening on Podbean, iTunes, or Spotify, leave us a comment. And if you give us a 5-star rating, we'll read each and every one of your comments. Even if you want to hate on Jim for being a Souls-like beta get good cuck or whatever it is.
Tallow, frying, beef, eating, fucking NFT, beer swigging, make it disappear in goddamn data soul motherfucker. Oh, Brian, also this other one, which is a completely different flavor, has the same NFT logo on it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check my other ones. I think I might be onto something here.
It's some laziness there.
I think someone fucked up a couple years ago. That's what I think happened.
So with that, guys, we want to say have a good night, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.